Hey, what's up YouTube? It is Captain Shock here, welcome back. Now, today I'm going to be reviewing the Epic Mauler Mammoth. So, is the Mauler Mammoth worth your hard-earned salvage? Is it a top tier weapon? Is it worth using? And will it get the Captain Shock seal of approval? Well, stay tuned to find out. The Mauler Mammoth is an epic variant of the Mauler LMG. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys have played with the Mauler LMG before, and you will notice the fast fire rate on the standard Mauler LMG. However, with the Mammoth, this fire rate has been slowed down by quite a bit, quite substantially, and however the damage has been increased quite substantially as well. You can actually two-shot the enemies with this weapon. Like with all of the LMGs, it makes sense that your movement speed will be slowed down as well, because it's a huge gun you're carrying around. It's trying to be realistic, so unless you use the Mercman or at arms rig, then your speed, your movement speed will be slowed down. So obviously you will have to adapt to the gun that you're using, and I always mention this: adapt to the weapon that you're using. If you're rushing around with this weapon, you're using it very wrong. As for the attachments that I'm using on this gameplay, and this is a brutal metal gameplay right here with the Mauler Mammoth, I'm using the Elo sight, grip, quick draw, and suppressor. The perks that I am using are Ghost, Dexterity, and Dead Silence. For the rig, I'm using Rewind and Propulsion, so I don't have to use Scavenger, which would free up that space to allow my attachments. Now, as for the Mauler Mammoth itself, how does it perform? Because you know I want to use the best of the best weapons, right? I enjoy using very consistent weapons. Well, I can tell you the Mauler Mammoth is a heavy hitter. What that means is, if you pre-aim the enemies and you start firing before they do, you will absolutely knock them out with this weapon. They will feel the power of this weapon. You can see a lot of the times I'm just two-shotting the enemy and they're just getting absolutely wrecked. They have no chance against this weapon, but you have to adapt to this Mauler Mammoth. You just can't go rushing around with it, because other weapons would beat it. A lot of weapons in fact will beat it up close, such as the K-bar and the SMGs or the pistols, just like that. However, if you do adapt to the weapon and you use it as how it was meant to be used, then you will absolutely destroy with it. This gun is a synaptic killer gun. You don't want to face off against someone who's head glitching, who's pre-aiming with this weapon, because the chances are you will lose that gunfight. So this weapon favors a playstyle that is more disciplined, that is more methodical, strategical, tactical. You can also see the consistency of this weapon during this gameplay. They stand no chance. Once I keep it at a optimal range for this weapon, they literally have no chance against me once your aim is on point. Now the recoil is a bit random with this gun, but you will get used to it, and if you pre-aim it correctly and head glitch it properly, look at that. He's in the open, they're just basically free kills for me. They're basically practice test dummies running through the map for me to hone in my aim on them. No, you're gonna make a lot of people angry by using this weapon. You can really annoy the enemy team with this weapon. You can actually shut down the map and certain lanes with this weapon. It's that good if used correctly. There are downsides to this weapon though. There obviously are some flaws, which I will discuss right now. So the first one is the fire rate. Now the fire rate is not that great. It's actually very slow, to be honest with you. However, that's for balancing purpose, obviously, because if you have a two-shot weapon, you don't want a fast fire rate as well, because then it will be too overpowered, right? The slow fire rate can also get you killed in many circumstances, because some of the maps are just so small and very close quarters. So if you don't pre-aim it properly, you will get melted by the K-bar. However, if the fire rate was slightly faster, it would have been able to compete very much with the K-bar and be at the very top of the peak. So with that slow fire rate, you have to really adapt through this weapon. I cannot emphasize that enough, because I've read some people actually purchase this weapon but then complain after that it's not that good. well, the chances are they are not using it properly, they're not using it correctly. If you use it as how it was meant to be, if you adapt to the weapon that you're using, this weapon, then you will see the results of it. If you're just rushing around blindly, just playing this gun like every other weapon, you would not see the benefits and the power of this Mauler Mammoth. Now, the second downside to this weapon is the iron sight. The iron sight is very blocky, can make you lose some accuracy and block a lot off the screen. So really, if you have to use this weapon to a high standard, you need to use an elo sight or an optical sight on it to be precise, because if you miss a shot with this weapon, the fire rate again is so slow that you will get destroyed by someone more accurate who are hitting their shots. The third downside to this weapon is the ammo capacity. With just a standard magazine, it contains 40 bullets. But using this weapon, you will see that you really need more than that, because you can go through and expend the ammo quite quickly. And it's an LMG, so 40 bullets in a magazine for an LMG is quite low, to be honest with you. And the fourth and major downside to this weapon is the reload time. The reload time is absolutely poor. It is slow. That's why I run dexterity with this weapon, because I do believe you need it. And because of that low ammo capacity on an LMG like this, you will need to reload quite often. So during that reload animation, you can be very vulnerable. You can get killed because the reload time is that slow. That's why I run dexterity in this setup that you're seeing here. However, with those downsides, and it does seem a lot, right? It does seem that the gun has a lot of downsides to it. However, I love this weapon because it's very consistent. It absolutely, once your shots are on target, it absolutely melts the opponent. It destroys them. And like I said, you can control the map with this weapon alone. You, just as one person, can absolutely set the pace of the map with this weapon if used correctly. Look at that, they can't even come out their spawn. I'm just keeping them there by myself. Look at this, absolutely destroyed. He's behind a glitch, he gets wrecked. What can he do? That's how good this gun is. But it does take some skill. You need to have your aim on point, and you need to have your positioning correct on the map, because like I said, at close ranges you're going to get destroyed with this weapon. And you know what's interesting? This is actually the nerfed version of the Mauler Mammoth. Before the patch, it was actually stronger than what you were seeing here. So that gun was absolutely OP at the time. However, they nerfed it. It's very balanced now. I hope they don't nerf it again, because then it's going to degrade the performance and it's not going to be worth it. But right now, it is 100% worth the salvage, and it gets the Captain Shock seal of approval. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Please share the videos if you want to see me grow. I would appreciate that. And do subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. Bye.